Welcome to Afterlife Café TV, connecting hearts, healing souls, and bridging worlds. I'm your host, Helen Peacock, and this is your sacred grounds, a warm, welcoming space where you're invited to take a seat, exhale, and just be. Each week, we will gather cafe style for heartfelt conversations, some mediumship, and maybe some intuitive insights and soulful storytelling that explore the afterlife, some healing, grieving, and the unbreakable bond between us and those in spirit. Here, laughter and tears are both welcome. Love transcends time, and spirit meets us in the most human of ways. So if you're seeking comfort, connection, or a deeper trust in your own inner knowing, you're in the right place. So pour yourself something warm and let's begin. Beautiful souls, and welcome. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. And I'm super excited about my guest today. She is a very highly known intuitive channel. And I just realized, she doesn't know I know this, but I just realized that she also featured on one of my favorite platforms called Next Level Soul with Alex Ferrari. So I just needed to give that little plug. So, welcome, Stephanie. And for those who are meeting you for the very first time, can you share a little about your journey and what led you to become an intuitive channel?
Yes, thank you, Helen, for having me. My journey came about in an unexpected way because I learned to channel out of necessity. I had a mother who was diagnosed with an early onset type dementia. And even though I had a very strong background as a speech pathologist and I knew how to work with people with cognitive deficits, I did not know how to keep my relationship with my mom intact through her dementia. So I had a best friend who knew how to channel souls that were still here on the planet. And she channeled my mom's soul for me. And I got to change our relationship for the rest of her lived lifetime. And of course, we're together in the beyond with a great relationship right now as well. But when I saw what that could do for my relationship with my mom, I realized I need to learn how to channel for myself because I have many relationships that could benefit from the ability to connect on the soul level. So I took trainings and I read books and I found mentors, and now I do it professionally and I teach other people how to because it's not unique to only a few. We can all channel.
Thank you for saying that. I'm a true believer in that for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Was there ever a defining moment, like when everything changed for you when you started doing this work?
Yeah, so the friend who was the very gifted channel, I'm only using past tense because she's on the other side now, but we would gather circles of women and she would be the channeler for each individual person present. And at a certain point in time, I started to hear messages coming through me,
Mm.
but I did not know that I could do that. And so for a long time, I discounted it. I discredited myself. I pretended like, who am I to be able to do this? Only she's able to do it. So that took me a while to build up enough courage to even share with her, I'm starting to hear some messages too. And she said, of course you are. We all do this. Go see my
Mhm.
mentor. Go take some classes. You'll feel better. And I did.
What was your biggest fear around all of this? Because we always do. As soon as we start learning how to work with this, when we working with souls and spirits, what was your biggest fear?
I was actually most worried that people wouldn't believe me.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't really have a fear. A lot of people, a lot of the people that I teach are afraid that, heavy or dark energy is going to come through.
Yeah.
I didn't have that fear. But I was concerned that if this is really a thing, who's going to believe me? Like who in my circle, because my circle is vastly different now
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
it was then. But back then, say for example, the person I was married to, that was a bit of a stretch for that person.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if my family members and friends would be open to this. But in fact, most of them were and are and love this.
Mm-hmm. So, for my listeners, because I did base this theme around dementia and
Mhm.
connecting with the soul. And one of the questions I have for you is when many people are caring for someone with dementia, they probably wonder where does the soul go during this process?
So, my mom, through channeling, taught me a lot. So, while she was still embodied, I was able to mostly have my friend channel her until I learned to develop confidence and practice to do that myself. And one of the things my mom taught me while she was still experiencing the earthly realm was that when she looks like she is sort of dazed and in another
Mm-hmm.
place, they sometimes people who have these types of dementias can look
Mm-hmm.
off in the distance and my inclination was, oh, I should bring her back. I should touch her arm. I should remind her we're all here gathered together. This is the topic of our conversation. Do you want to add anything to that topic? And she said to me, channeling, please stop doing that.
Oh,
Yeah. She said it's very jarring. She said, you don't realize this. You think I'm just elsewhere and you need to rescue me, but I don't need rescuing. I'm doing something far more interesting than your table discussion. I'm visiting sometimes with loved ones. Her father was on the other side. And so I knew that was an energy that she would of course want to commune with. I just had no idea that she was able to do that in this glazed sort of
yeah,
look in her eyes. So I learned to just join her or to protect her space so she could do whatever visits and
that,
traveling she wanted to do that were far more interesting than our discussion about the weather at the dinner table.
that must be able to give some great comfort for those
Mhm.
who are experiencing this right now, just to know, like, even though they're in their body, but they're not, that this is what can happen is like you just mentioned, is visiting your loved ones and
Yeah.
exploring and all
Yeah.
of that. And that just shows your mom's great sense of humor as well. Like, what are you doing? Like, let me do this. Like, hang up the phone kind of thing, right? I love
Yeah.
that. I love it. And thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing that regarding your mom's experience in that too. How
Mhm.
many years did you do this with your mom?
Well, her dementia spanned more than 15 years.
15 years.
Yes, but I only discovered channeling, I would say, maybe 5 years after her appropriate diagnosis because she was misdiagnosed for quite a while as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So it was maybe mid when things were really starting to break apart with our communication and we were just having a lot of frustrating interactions. But something else my mom taught me was that, and something I thought I was being helpful, but actually she corrected me when she would be maybe harsh in her words or her tone with my dad, I would try to step in and smooth things over and try, again, rescuer complex here. I was going
Hmm.
to rescue him from some of the harsh places that dementia can take someone. And she said to me, basically, back up, sweetheart. This is my relationship. She
Oh,
said,
gee.
yeah. She said, your dad and I have our own soul agreement, and it has nothing to do with you. So, and she was not mean. I know I'm saying it rather strong because that's how I needed to understand it to stop doing this. But um, they have their own soul arrangement. And he was here to be in deep service to her, whatever
Mm.
she needed. And he did that beautifully. But when I would interfere with it, that's interference. That's not, it wasn't helpful to her or to him, as well-meaning as I was. So I also learned to let her have her own situations and relationships without me having to control it.
Okay, so you know what that reminds me of is when I'm sharing with my clients and I'm connecting with their loved ones, I always say the essence of your loved one still comes through the same way.
Yeah.
So if your mom was here and coherent, is that kind of like the conversation? Like, would she speak like that? Like, did you recognize like you haven't changed a bit, even you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
does that make sense when I say that too?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I could, once I learned to be connected to her, then I could feel her fullness of her personality, her essence, her joy, her laughter,
Oh,
her humor. Like you said, humor comes
yeah.
through so beautifully. But yeah, and she would be strong. Like if anyone would tread on her relationship with her husband, look out. That was not something that she was going to tolerate. So she did, in her way, let me know to back off, and I did.
I love that. I love that. To come through. Now, did your father know? Like, did you share this with your father as well? Like, this is what's happening? She's
Early,
telling me to back off, Dad. Did you say that to him?
I didn't. Early on, I didn't share what was coming
Oh,
through in the channeling. Once I learned to channel, though, I would share with him what I was
mm-hmm.
receiving. In
Okay.
fact, when he was in the last few weeks of his life, my mom sent like a whole flock of birds to alert me. Birds are how she connects with me here in the physical.
Mm-hmm.
And so his patio, even though it's totally screened in, it filled up with birds. I could not
Okay.
figure the doors were not open. I do not know how or why the birds were in there, but we got them out of the patio. Then the next day I came to bring him dinner, birds filled the patio again. So I stood outside with the birds and I said, "Who sent you?" This is when I was very, very
Mm-hmm.
adept at channeling. And I heard my mom cackling her laughter. She said, "Hello, it's me. I sent the birds. I sent them for two reasons. One, I want you to know your father is close to taking flight."
Mm-hmm.
And which I really appreciated because I wasn't sure. Secondly, she said, the second reason is that I like to annoy him.
Oh,
So,
wow. I
so
love
that
that.
night when I was saying goodnight to my dad, I told him I figured out who was sending these birds because he was really annoyed by the birds.
All the more
And he
reason for her to send them.
exactly. And he said, "Well, who's sending them?" And I said, "Mom is." And he said, "Well, tell her to knock it off."
That I love that. Again, it's the essence of her. Is there
Yeah.
significance? Like, I feel like I want to give you like a bouquet of flowers or sunflowers. Does that make sense for you?
I love sunflowers. They are my favorite flower.
Okay, well, obviously I must be tapping into that. So I just feel like that's probably going to be a new, if you're not receiving it already, that's going to be one of her signs coming through to you is giving you sunflowers. It doesn't have to be the live sunflowers. It could be pictures, sunflowers, ornaments of sunflowers. But I feel like that's the gift she wants to give to you right now because what I'm picking up right now, I can't believe I'm doing this. I've never done this. This is the first. Okay. So I feel like what she's trying to say to you is she's thanking you for the service that you're giving back to humanity by sharing your gifts with everyone and connecting with souls. Wow. I feel like I want to cry. Sorry about that. Well, no,
No,
I'm
don't
not. No, I'm
apologize.
not sorry. But she's
No,
coming
we're
through.
not sorry.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
I just needed to say that. I'm hearing her saying, you need to tell her this. I'm like, okay, this is my show. Yeah, all the more reason. Like she's cackling. She's cackling as she's doing this. I think one of the birds she wants to show just as a little poke is a crow.
Oh, I
Crows.
love that.
Crows.
That's
Anyway.
beautiful. Helen, that is amazing and beautiful. I have wondered, because of course this is my message, and I want people to know that you can stay connected to
Yeah.
your loved one no matter what they have going on in their mentation. But I have wondered, like, are you totally cool, Mom, with me with everything I share? Because I'm pretty open,
Oh
and
yeah.
it wasn't an easy relationship we had,
Mm-hmm.
but it was beautiful and transcendent and healing. So I'm really glad to know this from her
Mm-hmm.
through you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Again, it's because that's why we have this show and other platforms that you're on is because you're making a difference. And so
Mm.
don't hold back.
Oh, I
Don't
don't.
don't ever hold back. That's what she loves. Like she was like that. So why, it makes more sense why you would do the same. So I just feel
Yeah.
like it's just again, it's we can all do it. You're teaching it. You have beautiful energy. And so yeah, she's just thanking you for you being you. Just yeah. I'm honored that she came through,
Yeah.
right? So honored. Now, has spirit ever changed something that completely shifted your own perspective in all of this in your channeling?
I mean, only always, right? Like, I don't even know how to identify a singular thing, but when I'm channeling for clients, I am aware, it's called conscious channeling. I'm aware of
Yes.
what's coming through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that like takes over and makes me like leave leave the building, so to speak. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes as the message is coming through me and I'm giving the words that I'm given, I I will pause and I'll say, wow. That is so interesting because I'm learning too.
Yes.
It's not just for the person, right? There is like a
Mm-hmm.
universality to the messages that come through me. And so I will literally hear the auditory feedback of what I'm saying as I'm seeing the imagery of it as I'm channeling, and I will pause and say, I don't want to forget this. This is magical. This is
Yeah.
powerful. This is amazing.
Love those moments. Absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, as channelers, we're always learning. And
Yeah.
I always say, like, when spirits coming through, I'm like, oh, that was good. I'm going to file
Yeah.
that one away. Thanks for sharing that one. Right. Because I do get kind of bored of saying the same thing. Like, I'm
hmm
going to say it, and it's people will just to me. And I'm like, I get tired of saying red cardinals are coming through for you. Because it's a universal sign. Like everybody's got feathers, everybody's got, these red cardinals and diamonds. It's like, can we switch things up, please? Like, I just get bored of saying the same things. Give me something that is just gonna wow them, right? So
Right.
do you ever get those like when you're connecting with souls? Like, do you ever say things that are like well, you just mentioned it. It's wowing you and wowing them. And I put that's my intention. Give me things
Yeah.
that are gonna wow them. Like this, especially the skeptics out there. Because they're out there, right?
Yeah. And I'm not channeling for them. So
No.
that's okay. Like
Oh, well, no.
they're not the people who are booking sessions. And I
Yes.
don't ever feel like I have to convince anyone because I know what's true for me in my world and it works and it's beautiful and it's
Yeah.
healing and transformational. But what I will say is that sometimes I'll say to my guides, can we do, like you said, can there be something like astonishing here or something like really that's a wow
Yeah.
factor? And that comes through often. But what they will also tell me is, girlfriend, we are bringing what the person you're reading for is ready for.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
ain't your call.
Yep. And that's the introduction I give all the time. You're going to receive what you need to receive.
hmm
Right. I love that too. And then there and like leave your expectations at the door. Just,
Yeah.
allow this to unfold for you. And so for the skeptics out there that may be watching this, what would you say? What would you say to them, especially those who, again, if they're caregivers for, any family members that are dementia? Like, do you have anything that you could suggest for them, especially if they're just starting to tap into this?
Well, I think skepticism is really healthy. I think when it's not the place that you exclusively come from, because if you are overly skeptical, you are keeping out an entire world of beauty.
Yes.
And why? Why, when you have this precious life, would you want to do that? So
Mm-hmm.
bring your curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what helps to balance this, the skeptic. But don't block to things, because I have channeled for people who are, whether it's their skepticism or just plain old fear, they are harder to read, and we are not as likely to get some like wild messages
Mm-hmm.
when they are braced, right? When they're closed off, and because that's a signal that they're really not ready to hear something of that
Mm-hmm.
level. Or this hasn't happened to me very often, but for example, I encourage people not to come to a session with like one thing that they tell the other side they must say in order for them to know that this is real. Oh my gosh. First of all, that's not the way I channel. So I'm not going to get that thing. I'm not looking
Ah,
for that thing. I don't care about that thing. I want the global essence of you, the truth of you to come through, and whatever it is you need to
yeah.
Expand your heart. That's what we're looking for, not the purple sweater that Aunt Millie wore when she was on the boat that day in August. And I'm not mocking anything, it's just not the way I channel.
Yeah.
So if you come with that and you're only looking for the teeny tiny piece, I think you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I mentioned that as well, and I just had that recently. I just said, I don't know what's it was a client, and her son was coming through, and it was just like he said the word like I'm like I keep being shown like Domino's pizza, and she just burst out crying. She goes, "That's what I was waiting for. I just wanted to hear that one word was pizza," and I was just like, "Oh, so you did come in with an expectation," but
Yeah.
at the same time, her son knew that was in my library, and he knew my
Yeah.
sense of humor, so that helps too. But there are a lot of people that will come in and it's just like you said, well, I'll know. I will know for sure. Right.
Right.
And it's just like, or they'll say, well, I'm waiting for them to say this one thing. And it's like, you made me go over left brain. Let's go back. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because it pulls you out. It's like, well, I lost this. Can you tell me where it is? And it's just like, no, just allow it to flow. Just allow it to flow. Right. Quick question for you that just came to my mind is when you're connecting with the soul, and again, we're going to go back to say, for example, like your mom, have you ever had any other souls come through as well?
Oh,
You
sure.
have?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Sometimes a soul doesn't want to come through. It's rare.
And
It's
that
rare.
was going to be, you must be psychic because I was going to ask that. That was going to be my next
Mm.
question. Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes a soul, for whatever reason, and they get to decide, they have their own
Yeah.
free will, if you will, doesn't want to come forward. And when that's the case, I am given a soul on their behalf or a guide on their behalf. So the client will still receive the messages they need, but it just won't necessarily be coming directly from that essence, which is totally fine. We're grateful for that. Thank you for, making the
Yeah.
connection possible. But yeah, that happens. And sometimes we'll be tuning into a particular, or my client will ask for a particular soul, and the whole room fills up with like all sorts.
Family reunion time.
Yes, yes. And so I'll just say, wow, there's a lot of presence here. Can I please, select out this particular soul that my client would like to hear from? And I get a yes or a no, and then the message comes through.
Wow. Um, I haven't really done the work that you're doing. Yes, I have in a different way,
Yeah.
but I have connected with loved ones who are in a coma, kind of like a little bit kind of the same thing. It's
Mhm.
just again, it's the essence of them. Um, Now I just want to ask this because just in case I've got viewers and listeners that are listening. So if I have any of my viewers or my listeners that again have family members that are going through this process, can they contact you to do what you're doing? Can we do this over Zoom? Does it have to be in person? Or say, for example, they want to learn how to do it themselves. Is this what you do?
Yeah, this is what I do. I teach it now. So I have some recorded courses on my website.
Okay.
Most of my clients, they're all around the world. So this is all Zoom calls that we do. I
Hmm.
don't really do in person, like physically in person anymore, because I
Yeah,
have lots of dogs and I like to be at home with them.
I hear you. Yeah, hear you.
So, but yeah, this is what I do. And my greatest joy is to teach people how to do this for themselves because that's the world my heart knows is possible.
I love it. I love that. I love what you're doing. I do. I do. That's one of the reasons why I wanted you on this show is just because it's a how do I say this? It's very out there. A lot of people are experiencing this, unfortunately. So to know that they could still have that connection while their loved ones are still here in the physical, but still can communicate with them. Are you
Yeah.
familiar? I'm just going to say it really quickly. Are you familiar with the telepathy tapes?
Of course.
I knew I must be psychic. I must have
Yes.
known that. Yeah. And that's another thing for my listeners and viewers. Go check the YouTubes. It is called telepathy tapes, right?
Yep,
Telepathy
you got
tapes.
it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Cause that's kind of in the same kind of field. You know, yes and no, but yes,
It's changing the world
it is.
because
So are
she
you.
she
So are you.
and so are you. Yes, because she's actually setting up these actual very legitimate experiments to prove that we have telepathic communication
Yep.
with others. Yeah.
Very much. Very, very much. Okay.
Mhm.
So personal questions, making this fun.
Okay.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Kind of both. But I'm not an afternoon person.
Gotcha. Okay. One book everyone should read.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. The Soul of Money by Lynn Twist.
Haven't heard of it, but it's on my
Okay.
list now.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Neither.
Okay. And one lesson that spirit keeps teaching you.
To keep telling the truth.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Now finish this sentence. If everyone watching today remembered just one thing that you hope that they remember, what is that?
It would be that we are never alone.
Yes. You're in my head. You're in my head. Okay. Now, for my listeners, viewers, how can they contact you?
They can go to my website, soulinsight.com.
Which I love. So I know. And when I was emailing you, I was just like, oh, I love this. I love this name. Soul Insight. Love it. Okay. So I told you 30 minutes flies by.
Yeah. Fun. Lots of fun with you, Helen.
Okay. Yes, likewise. I'm all about fun as well, right? Spirit loves that. Spirit
Yes.
loves that. Everyone thinks it has to be so sad and doom and gloom. I'm the complete opposite of that. I would love to have you back. I love returning guests. So hopefully you would be into that
Definitely.
sometime in the
Definitely.
future. And as we wrap up today's conversation, I hope that this has offered you a little more understanding and a little bit more comfort and perhaps even a little bit more hope. So that's for my listeners. And if you are walking alongside someone living with dementia, please remember this. Okay. Even when memories begin to fade, love does not. The soul is never lost and the connection of the heart is never broken. So I just want to thank my wonderful guest, Stephanie Banks, for sharing her wisdom and her heart with us today. And thank you to each of you for spending this time with us here at the Afterlife Cafe. I want to thank you for tuning in to Afterlife Cafe TV, connecting hearts, healing souls, and bridging worlds. I'm Helen Peacock, and I am so grateful, yes, it makes my heart sing, that you chose to spend this time here with me. So, to continue the connection, I do invite you to tune in to the Transformation Talk Radio every Tuesday at 11 a.m. for new episodes. And you can also visit my website at helenpeacock.ca to find out more about my sessions, group readings, yes, even Zoom group readings, and perhaps some events I may be holding. And also, there will be a course on your psychic development, mediumship development, if you're interested in that. And just know that there are more ways to gather in our Sacred Grounds community, where you can also, again, find me at helenpeacock.ca. So, if this episode touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. It does help the space reach others who may need it too. So until next time, trust the signs, stay curious, and remember, love never ends. It's just different.